Good morning. It is Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, almost noon on the East Coast. And this is Rob Sin at CEO Technician on X, at Goldfinger on CEO.ca. And you're watching Goldfinger Capital on YouTube. Sometimes I like to have fun with the intro. I usually pretty much say the same thing, right? But change my voice inflection, cadence a little bit. Makes it fun. A lot to get to today, but really the point of this video is this whole thing between President Trump and Elon Musk and what happened last Thursday. I mean, everybody saw the Musk tweets, the back and forth. Musk was not happy with the big, beautiful bill, the spending bill, and the increase in the deficit. They have different opinions on this topic, obviously. And I don't know what was going on with Musk, but he clearly lost his cool that day. He went nuclear with a couple of his tweets, especially the one about the Epstein list. But now they're all deleted. Apology has been made. And Trump says, I thought it was very nice that he apologized. So it's Wednesday, 6 days later. Is it water under the bridge? Right? When that was happening last Thursday, I was thinking, this just went nuclear. Did he really just go there? Did he really just say that? Does he have evidence of that accusation? Right? And it's just crazy how in this world, so many things are just thrown out there. False accusations, other accusations, unprovable accusations, slander, everything, right? It's all over the place. And we've become numb to it. And the fact that the US president is more of an entertainer, he definitely likes the insults, the jabs, the jokes. He likes to entertain. He likes to make sure he's in charge of the narrative. The fact that we have this president, it's in the water in society, it's in our culture. And it's gotten to the point where words just don't have the same weight they used to have. Stuff is said, and then it's, retracted, and it's erased, and it's gone. It's forgotten about. What's new? What's the next news item? What's the next narrative, right? We have no attention span in 2025. We're all like little fish, little guppies with no brains and no attention span, and just consuming this narrative that's being pumped into us nonstop, right? So why does this have to do with financial markets? Well, because last Thursday, that episode caused this tremendous drop in Tesla stock. And when I was watching this unfold, I mean, the first thing I thought was, oh, it's coming into support at 275. Maybe this is a buying opportunity. But then I thought about it more deeply, and I'm like, no, this could be really bad for the company. This could be long-term damage for the company. He could have alienated his last supporters on the right. But then look at what happened. It's all blown over. It seems to have mostly blown over. Apology. It seems like they're about to kiss and make up publicly. And the stock is right back. It's a V bottom, right? And we see this over and over again. I mean, even this early April tariff swoon, which hit obviously everything, every stock, every index. But that was a V bottom too, because it was walked back. So what's the point of this? It's to not give in to the noise. There's so much noise. I mean, to some extent, we have to be aware of economic data, trade deal headlines, but it's not a lasting driver for markets, right? It's transitory. All of this stuff is transitory. Everything is transitory. So that's where technical analysis comes into play. And this is why I wrote this blog post yesterday. This is on Goldfinger Capital. The effective implementation of technical analysis, context, and probabilities, not crystal balls. And this is a very important point. A lot of people have the mistaken impression that TA is a crystal ball, that TA is like you look at the chart and you do some magic spell on the chart and it tells you what the future is going to be. That's my impression of what some people think TA is. That's not what TA is. And yet there are some people who spout stuff like that will get on TV or whatever and say, this market topped on this day and I project it's moving to 4,576 on the S&P by August 10th, right? That's BS. It doesn't work. It's BS. It's a great way to lose money and drive yourself crazy in the process, right? So I explain what TA really is in this article and how everything in technical analysis, everything in markets is probabilistic. There's no certainty. There's not even a high probability. There's not even really things above an 80% probability, at least not that I'm aware of. Everything is kind of in like this 50 to 70% range. And if you can be accurate or trade profitably 70% of the time, you're really good. You're really good, right? But really, the pure form of TA is helping us to gauge risk, evaluate entry points, identify trends, breakouts. Like, here's an example. This stock, Northern Superior, a junior gold miner in Quebec, made higher lows. So this is the simplest TA. This is just keep it simple, stupid. Higher lows, higher highs, breakout. Volume, you can see accumulation, some of these higher volume days. Even though this stock charts doesn't have all the Canadian volume, you can still see the trend of some accumulation days in the chart. And certainly the last few days have had some very big volume, and we're on another very big volume day today, right? So this is just the simplest TA, big consolidation, big base built, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, breakout. So that's TA. That's keep it simple, stupid, TA 101, and it works. It works a lot of the time, especially when the macro tailwinds are supporting equities or supporting a sector like precious metal miners right now, right? And trends and gauging risk, stop losses. Like the chart is going to help me to identify where I'm out. If I'm wrong in my interpretation of the chart, if I'm wrong in the way I see this setup potentially playing out, the chart's going to tell me where I need to get out, right? And then I'm going to size my position according to the risk I need to give it, right? So I go into all of it with two examples, including Albemarle, which you can see today that this breakout is playing out a bit here. Black candlestick today. So it opened high and now it's digesting a little bit, pulling back. We'll see how this evolves. But, this trade for me was taken last Friday after the Thursday Musk-Trump spat. So you see that even with Albemarle, notice that if it wasn't for the Twitter spat, which this stock definitely was affected by that because this stock has a pretty good correlation with Tesla because of the EV angle, this would be 7 up days in a row. So talk about trends, like the lithium trade is starting to come around again. There's signs that this sector may be turning, right? So clearly, last Thursday was noise, as it was the only red candlestick in this new uptrend that has formed, right? So the noise is the news. The noise is the headlines. The chart, the price action is much more signal, much closer to the truth. The truth. And that's where TA comes in, is being able to gauge the truth, the reality. And I posted this Feynman quote because I think it's true. What is not surrounded by uncertainty cannot be truth. And that's true. TA is all about uncertainty. We don't know the future. We don't know it. So check out this article. I hope it provides value for you. And of course, subscribe to my Substack, Goldfinger Capital. And just a couple more comments here. There are a lot of juniors that have been working since May that continue to work. I just posted a couple, Northern Superior and Vizsla. But I do want to make a point that it is June, usually not a fantastic month for the junior mining sector. And we've got a lot of financings that have been announced in the last few weeks, a lot of money pouring into the space. I wonder, and this is not a prediction, this is just a contemplation. I wonder if we need some weeks, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, some digestion of some of these big moves that we've seen recently. And I'm talking sector-wide. I'm not talking company-specific here, but some digestion. But it could still be a stock picker's market where specific company stories could still have breakouts, could still continue to work really well, because this is clearly an evolving bull market in precious metals, miners, and junior miners. But broadly speaking, I wonder if we're into some that we're in for some consolidation and digestion here. And then this chart I posted on X a couple days ago. This is Hercules Metals, big.V. And this is just a 12-month consolidation. You could call it a rounding bottom, whatever you want to call it. But this is an interesting chart. And you can see the range is really narrowing here as it gets to sort of like this apex, which may reach later this month or maybe next month. But this is a chart to watch to see which way this resolves, right? Does it resolve lower? Does it resolve higher? The volume is kind of slowing to a trickle here in Hercules. And it's sort of, this chart has that feel like the quiet before the storm sort of feel to it. So let's keep an eye on this chart and how this pattern might play out over the coming weeks. So really the point of the video, focus on signal. Charts, technical analysis, when implemented properly, can provide signal in a sea, an ocean of noise out there. So keep your sanity. Don't give in to the noise. I know it's hard, but charts and keeping it simple, stupid, can keep our eye on the ball and skating to where the puck is going, not to where it's been. Have a great trading week. Have a powerful week. And thanks for watching.